Hello and welcome back to the historic Dunn Field. Would like to apologize for the termination of the first part of this Newark Pilots at Elmira Pioneers game. I believe it was after the conclusion of the sixth inning. My computer froze up here in the press box, so had to start up a new link. We'll give you the rundown of what happened in the bottom of the sixth, just in case it cut out in the middle of the sixth, and then tell you what the Pilots did in the top of the seventh. First of all, on top of the sixth, the Pilots sent 11 runners to the plate, or 11 hitters to the plate. They scored 7 runs on 3 hits, 2 errors, and they left 1 on base. In the bottom of the sixth, the shutdown opportunity for Adam Donovan gave up a 1-out single, then stranded that runner on first in the bottom of the sixth. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. In the Pilots' half of the seventh, Colton Carney and Jonathan Parker both popped up to start the inning off a new pitcher. That's Shane Barringer. After Josh Smith went an inning, gave up 3 hits, 7 runs, 2 walks, and a K. Barringer gave up a 2-out single to Loeffler. He then moved all the way up to third on a 2-base throwing error on a pickoff attempt. And then Christian Orr walked to stole second, and then Mark McKenna flew out deep to right to end that inning. So now we're all caught up. We're in the bottom of the seventh. Adam Donovan on. The longest he has gone in a game this year, has given up 5 runs, just 1 earned. Other than that rough second inning when Elmira batted around and scored 5 on just 2 hits and 2 errors, Donovan has been perfect. A 4-pitch walk to Brett Rodriguez to start this bottom of the seventh. And the Pios have their leadoff man on as a righty has began to throw in the Pilots' pen. It looks like Zach Mann. So Brett Rodriguez reaches on a 4-pitch walk. The numbers on Adam Donovan to this point: 6+, 6 hits, 5 runs, 1 earned, 3 walks, 3 Ks. First pitch to Colton Evans. It's a called strike 1. If you're just rejoining us, lost connection here up in the press box. My computer froze after the bottom of the sixth. Adam Donovan pitched a scoreless bottom of the sixth. Then Shane Barringer pitched a scoreless top of the seventh. We're in the bottom of the seventh. The leadoff man reached on a walk, and now the count to Colton Evans is 1-1. Evans on the night, he's 2 for 3 with an RBI single. Across the scoreboard, 10 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for the Pilots as Evans swung on, fouled back, counts 1-2. And then 5 runs, 6 hits, 4 errors for Elmira. Pilots doubling up the Pios here in the bottom of the seventh. Still a lot of ball game left to play. Still 9 outs to go. It's a 1-2 count on Evans. Donovan sets the pitch. Missed outside, counts 2-2. At Robert Smith Sports Complex in the top of the 8th, the Onondaga Flames are ahead of the Adirondack Trailblazers. They lead that one 4-3. Pilots still sit just 2 games behind the Flames for playoff contention. The 2-2. Swung on and foul tipped into the glove of Parker. Strike 3. Evans down on strikes for out number 1 here in this seventh. Got to bring up the designated hitter, Marshall Gilbert. He's 1 for 1 tonight with a double, a sac fly, and a walk against Donovan. 4th time through the lineup against the Pilots righty. Pilots lead this one at 10-5 in the bottom of the seventh. First pitch grounded to second or to a knee to Hackbarth 1. Return throw not in time. So they get the lead runner, Brett Rodriguez, at second. Gilbert reaches on a fielder's choice, and there's 2 away. A great play by Christian Orr to get the lead runner. Gilbert replaces Rodriguez at first, and the batter is Connor Gramis. Gilbert leads off first. Gramis the hitter. First pitch from Donovan. Ducks out of the way. Counts 1-0. Gramis on the night, the second baseman, is 0 for 3 against the Pilots righty. On in the 7th inning, the farthest into a game he's gone all summer. The 1-0. Gramis checks his swing. They're going to ask to see if he went around. They say he did. And the count is even at a ball and a strike. Gramis baffled at the base umpire's call saying he went around, and it counts a ball and a strike on the Pio second baseman. Donovan sets the 1-1. Grounded off the front foot of Gramis, counts 1-2. Pilots lead this one 10-5. We're in the bottom of the 7th. There has not been a run scored since the 7-run top of the 6th. For the Pilots, the 1-2. Foul tipped off the mask of Parker, and we'll do it again. So if you're just rejoining us, we're up to the second broadcast. This one, part 2. Laptop froze, which caused the first part to be terminated. In the bottom of the 6th, the inning after, the Pilots put up 7. Donovan gave up a 1-out single, then stranded that base runner. And then in the top of the 7th for the Pilots, they got 2 runners into scoring position with 2 outs, but McKenna flew out to right to end that one. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Gramis. There's 1 man on after a leadoff walk and then a fielder's choice. So 1 on, 2 outs, a 2-2 count. The pitch way outside, and the count on Gramis is full. Ayrton Schaefer would be next. That last pitch from Donovan was his 94th, so his 95th upcoming. To Connor Gramis, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 on, 2 outs. The payoff pitch. Had to protect on that one. Swung it back foul as it looks like Zach Mann warming up in the Pilots' pen. Count remains full on Gramis. Donovan over 90 or at 96 pitches now. 6 2/3. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1 on. Set from the stretch, the payoff pitch. Popped up into center. Sends McKenna back, still back. He will not make the play off his glove. Gilbert's going to come around all the way from first to score. Gramis takes over at third on what will likely be scored an RBI triple. And the Pios are back on the scoreboard. So Gilbert comes all the way around to score, still waiting to see how they score it. First pitch to Ayrton Schaefer, missed outside, and Parker will head down and talk to Donovan. It was originally scored a McKenna error, but it's been changed to a Connor Gramis triple and an RBI. Would have been a tough play for McKenna, who had to go a long way for that one. It hits off the top of his glove. Counts a ball and a strike on Schaefer. Schaefer 1 for 3 tonight. The triple by Gramis was his first. He's 1 for 4. His second triple of the year and his 31st run batted in. So after 10 unanswered by the Pilots, the Pios have finally answered. It's 10-6. Problem with some of the baseballs that the Pioneers dugout has been giving Jonathan Parker and Adam Donovan. It's a 1-1 count on Ayrton Schaefer. Connor Gramis leads off third after his 2-out triple to cut the lead to 10-6. Donovan looking to go 7 strong. The 1-1. This one deep to left. Loeffler back, still back. He will look up and watch his ball hit off the top of the wall. Thought that ball was going to get out off the bat. Hits the very top of the wall in left. It's an RBI double for Schaefer. Gramis scores it. That's going to lead to a mound visit from Bennett Schultz. So an RBI for Schaefer. It's a double for now as it hits off the very top of the wall. Thought it was going to be Schaefer's second home run, but just a double, and it's 10-7. Bennett Schultz on the mound to talk to his starter, who's pleading with him to let him finish this 7th. And he's gonna. With 2 outs, Donovan has given up an RBI triple and an RBI double, but still has a 3-run lead. 10 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for the Pilots. 7 runs, 8 hits, 4 errors for Elmira. The batter is Aubrey Major. Switch hitting third baseman has made 2 errors in the field and make up for it with a base knock here. Has Schaefer standing off second. Donovan about to throw his 100th pitch. First one to Schaefer, popped him up. Hackbarth back, O'Connor or Hackbarth, Wells, and Loeffler all back. None will get there. Throw into second, not in time. Major goes back to first. It's an RBI single for him, and it's 10-8. So 3 runs for the Pioneers. First pitch swinging was Major on that one. Hit a single, and the batter is Braden Coombs. And that is going to be it for Adam Donovan. Gave up 3 straight 3-out RBIs, goes 6 2/3, 9 hits, 8 runs, 4 earned, 3 walks, 4 Ks. His night is over. Gets a load of confidence from his teammates, just unable to get out of this 7th. Looks like it's going to be Zach Mann out of the Pilots' pen. Still 7 outs to go in this game. The Pilots' lead is just 2 here at the historic Dunn Field. So Adam Donovan goes 6 2/3, 9 hits, 8 runs, 4 earned for now. Still a runner on first, 3 walks, 4 Ks. Got the first 2 batters retired in this inning. Then a Connor Grammis triple off the glove of McKenna. An Arton Schaefer double off the top of the wall. And an Aubrey Major bloop single in between Wells, Hackbarth, and Loeffler in the Bermuda Triangle. He'll give way to the big 6'4" Union, Kentucky right-hander, Zach Mann, to face a University of Kentucky left-handed first baseman, Braden Coombs. 1 for 2 tonight. First pitch from Mann, called strike 1. Coombs does have a home run this year against Zach Mann. That was back at Holborn Park a few weeks ago. Zach appearing in his 18th game of the summer, the most any pilot has appeared in a game. The 1-strike pitch gets the outside corner, counts 0-2. In 32 2/3 previous innings, 38 hits, 27 runs, 23 earned, 16 walks, 35 Ks. He's 2-2 with a 6.33 ERA. Looking to strand the runner at first and keep the Pilots with a lead. As we head to the 8th, the 0-2 popped up. Battaglia, Orr, and Carney all give it a look down the right field line. None will get there as it lands into the Elmira bullpen, and count remains 0-2. The Battle of Kentucky. 1 from Fort Mitchell, 1 from Union. Coombs versus Mann. 6'4" versus 6'5". The 0-2. Taken high, counts a ball and 2 strikes. One ball, 2 strikes. 1 on, 2 outs. 3 runs home for the Pios here in this half inning. The 1-2. Grounded foul. We'll do it again. Pios have 3 runs, all with 2 outs, a triple, a double, and a single. So a home run away from the team's cycle here in this bottom of the 7th. Zach Mann would love to end it right here. Give the Pilots with a 2-run lead as we head to the 8th. Bullpen has to get the final 5 outs tonight to make that 7. Mann comes set from the stretch. The 1-2. Taken, strike 3. Combs down looking to end the 7. But Elmira gets 3 back. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We played 7. Pilots on top, 10-8 here at the historic Dunn Field. Bullpen roulette for the Pioneers. Spin the wheel. It's reliever number 26, T.J. Stewart from Milford, Connecticut, and he pitches at Manhattan. He's the 5th different Elmira Pioneer. Houston Roth, Noah Hughes, Josh Smith, Shane Barringer, and now T.J. Stewart. The first pitch he fires to Hackbarth, misses way outside, counts 1-0. We're in the top of the 8th. Elmira got 3 runs back with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th on a triple from Gramis, a double from Schaefer, and a single from Aubrey Major. Grounded into left. It's going to be a leadoff single for Graham Hackbarth to start this 8th, and the Pilots have a base runner. Pilots got 2 two-out base runners to second and third in their half of the 7th, but they were stranded on a McKenna flyout. The batter will be Hunter Wells. Last time he was up in that 7-run 6th, hit a 2-run single. He is 1 for 4 tonight. Squares to bunt, offers at it, and it's a called strike 1. Wells, the switch hitting third baseman tonight for the Pilots. He has 4 sacrifice bunts on the summer. Major in at third. Wells squares, pulls it back. Pitch misses outside, counts a ball and a strike. Graham Hackbarth led off this inning with a single. He stands on first. The Pilots ahead in this one, 10-8. Wells squares the bunt. The 1-1 pulls it back, takes low, and counts 2-1. T.J. Stewart, the 5th pitcher of the night. Barriger, who worked the 7th, went an inning, a hit, and a walk. Did not give up a run or strike out a batter. The switch hitting Hunter Wells at the dish. Major in at third, squares the bunt, gets it down. Tried to go towards third, but the ball rolls foul and counts even at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Wells. Stewart appearing in his 24th game for the Pioneers out of the pen. The 2-2. Runner goes, throw down by Adams. Not going to be in time. A stolen base for Graham Hackbarth, and the leadoff man is in scoring position. So Hackbarth moves to second. What's going to be his 4th stolen base, and it's a full count on Wells. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 on. Now 2 on. Wells works a walk. He's on base for the 2nd consecutive time, and the batter's Willa Locker. Numbers back up and running. Would like to apologize once again for losing connection up here. Computer froze for a second time in this ball game. This time with the Pilots up to bat. In the top of the 8th, Graham Hackbarth led off with a single, then stole second. Hunter Wells reached on a walk, and then I believe after the Wells at bat is when my computer froze. So those two batters reached, and Alaka moved them over to second and third with a sacrifice bunt. Peter Battaglia then worked a walk. Harney struck out looking, and Parker grounded out into a fielder's choice to end the threat. So in the 8th, Pilots got a hit and left the bases loaded. Here we are in the bottom of the 8th. First pitch from Zach Mann. Counts 1-0. Zach came in after Donovan gave up 3 runs. Zach came in and got the final man to strike out looking. Counts 2-0 now on Crimmin, who's 0 for 2 tonight. So we're back up and running now for the third time. Still on the second feed. Lost it after the Hunter Wells walk in between the Willow Lakasak bunt. The Pilots left the bases loaded in their half of the 8th. There's a strike from Zach Mann. Counts 2-1. On Jonathan Crimmin. 2-1 pitch missed high. Counts 3-1. The 3-1. Called strike 2. Three balls, 2 strikes. The leadoff man, Crimmin, line down the third base line, just foul. We'll do it again. So the Pilots, who trailed this game 5-0 after 2, scored 10 straight through the 6th, led it 10-5. Then 3 runs in the bottom of the 7th made this a 10-8 ball game. We're in the bottom of the 8th. First batter, Crimmin, the number 8 hole hitter. The payoff pitch. Swung on, foul tipped off the mask of Parker. Do it again. Out-of-town scoreboard in the top of the 9th in Boonville at the Robert Smith Sports Complex. The Onondaga Flames have a 7-3 lead against the Trailblazers. Pilots looking to keep pace with them. From the windup, the payoff pitch. Popped up. Out of play. We'll do it again. Three balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Mann and Crimmin in a battle here to start this 8th. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Crimmin down swinging for out number 1. So back-to-back strikeouts from Zach Mann since coming into this game. Wins the 8-pitch battle with Crimmin, and that'll bring up the number 9 hole hitter, Devin Adams. 0 for 3 tonight, but does have an RBI. 10 runs, 7 hits, 2 errors for the Pilots. 2 runs, 9 hits, 4 errors for Elmira. First pitch off the plate, counts 1-0. Devin Adams, the catcher from Old Dominion. Pilots 5 more outs to get in this one. The 1-0. Lined past the diving glove of Hackbarth into left. This ball is going to be a base hit. A 1-out single for Devin Adams, the number 9 hole hitter, and that'll flip the lineup to the top for Brett Rodriguez. Rodriguez, the right-handed swinging shortstop, the freshman from Wofford for Elmira. 0 for 3 with a walk and a run tonight. See if they have him bunting. Kyle Griffin heads down to the Pilots bullpen. Pilots left the bases loaded in their half of the 8th. Elmira has a one-out base runner here and theirs. Brett Rodriguez at the plate. Wells even at the bag at third. Battaglia holding on. Adams at first. The leadoff man up at the plate. First pitch. Called strike one. Long look over at Adams at first. Zach Mann comes set. One strike pitch. Foul down the first base line. Counts 0-2. Adams down at first has stolen 2 bases in 3 attempts for the Pios this year. Zach Mann ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. From the stretch, the pitch. Bounced in front of Parker. Blocks it to prevent Adams from moving up into scoring position. And the count's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 on, 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Pilots on top of this one. 10-8. On top, despite being out hit in this one. Zach Mann working from his windup, towing the first base side of the rubber. Here against Brett Rodriguez. Adams leads off first, being held on by Battaglia. The 1-2 swung on and missed. Strike 3. Rodriguez down, swinging for out number 2. So Zach Mann has struck out 3, and the batter will be Colton Evans. He's 2 for 4 tonight with 2 singles, one of those being for an RBI. Struck out his last time up in the 7th against Adam Donovan. Donovan struck out 4. Zach Mann has struck out 3 of 4 batters he's faced. First pitch to Evans, called strike 1. From the stretch, big leg kick, breaking ball. Parker holds it but doesn't get the call. Best breaking ball I've seen from Zach Mann this summer, and just must have missed high. Looked good from up here. Counts 1-1. Runner goes, the 1-1. Popped up. Wells calls for it and makes the play for out number 3. For Elmira in their half of the 8th. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left on base. We played 8 here at the historic Dunn Field as we head to the 9th. When the Pilots look up and take their swings, they'll see a 10-8 lead on the scoreboard. Zach Mann gives up a 1-out single to the number 9 hole hitter, then strands him, getting a strikeout and a pop-out to end the inning. We're here in the top of the ninth, the 6th pitcher of the night for Elmira. TJ Stewart goes an inning, gives up the hit, walks 2, and strands the bases loaded. Also struck out 1. He gives way to Zach Eggers. Eggers, a left-handed pitcher from Flower Mound, Texas, in Old Dominion. Stands at 6'0" on the mound, appearing in his 12th game. Made 7 starts. He'll face Josh Loeffler, Christian Orr, and Mark McKenna. 7, 8, 9, and 1 in the Pilots lineup. First pitch swung on and missed. Counts 0-1. Loeffler on the night, he's 2 for 3 with 2 singles. He's been hit, reached on a fielder's choice, and has driven in a run. So he's reached base all 4 times. The 1-strike pitch, way outside, counts 1-1. So Zach Mann goes an inning and a third, strikes out 3, gives up just 1 single. Griffin warming up in the pen. The 3, 4, 5 hitters looming for Elmira, so we'll see what the coaching staff decides to do in that bottom half of the ninth when it gets there. But for now, it's a 2-1 count on Loeffler. Looking to add some insurance before we head to the ninth, or the bottom of the ninth. In 31 1/3 previous innings for Eggers, 43 hits, 35 runs, 29 earned, 20 walks, 16 Ks. He's 2-2 with an 8.33 earned run average. The third lefty of the night. The 1-1. Pitch missed high. Well, that was the 2-1 for scoreboard wrong. Now it shows 3-1, which is the count. Zach Eggers on the mound, the 6th pitcher of the night for Elmira. The 3-1. Missed high, ball forward. Loeffler works a leadoff walk, and that'll bring up the number 9 hole hitter, Christian Orr. Now, Christian tonight does not have an official at-bat. 2 sacrifice bunts and 2 walks. One of those walks with the bases loaded. He also has a stolen base in this one. The stolen base was his 4th. Squares to bunt, pulls it back and takes strike or ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 on, no outs. Top of the ninth. Pilots looking for some insurance. It'll be Christian Orr, then the top of the order, with Loeffler off first, being held on by Coombs. Eggers, Orr squares the bunt, gets it down in front of the plate. Adams will field it, throw to first. Combs has to shuffle his feet, but makes the play. It's a successful sacrifice bunt. 1-3 put out, and Christian Orr still without an official at-bat tonight. His 3rd sacrifice bunt moves Loeffler up to 2nd. The batter will be the leadoff man, McKenna. Christian now has 4 sacrifice bunts on the year, 3 in this game. Lefty-lefty matchup. Eggers from the third base side. Major in at the bag at third, and McKenna takes a called strike 1. Mark tonight is 0 for 3. Struck out, was hit by a pitch, grounded out, walked with the bases loaded, and then flew out. So he got out, then reached, got out, then reached, got out. So now would be his time to reach. Up for the 6th time, takes inside again, counts quickly, 0-2. So the Pilots left-handed hitting center fielder behind in the count against the lefty Eggers. The only lefty in the Pilots lineup. The 2-strike pitch, way outside, and we're even at a ball and a strike. Very important run standing at 2nd. Represents an insurance run for the Pilots. They lead by 2. We're in the top of the ninth. 1 on, 1 out. 10-8 lead. The 1-2. Grounded up the middle. Eggers fields it. Looks Loeffler back to 2nd, then fires to 1st for out number 2. So McKenna retired. He's 0 for 4. And the batter will be Graham Hackbarth. Has driven in 3 runs. He's made an error in the field. He's 2 for 4 with a sac fly. He's also struck out twice and stolen a base. Loeffler leads off 2nd. First pitch to Hackbarth upstairs, ball 1. Ten to 8. Top of the 9th. 1 on, 2 outs. 1-0 pitch to Graham. Takes low, counts 2-0. The 2-0. Blooped into center field. This ball's going to drop. Loeffler's rounding third. He's coming home. It's an RBI single for Hackbarth. He's got 4, and it's 11 to 8 Pilots. So Hackbarth picks up his 3rd hit of the night. He's 3 for 5. More importantly, picks up his 4th run batted in. An important insurance run. The batter's the switch-hitting Hunter Wells. Looks down at his base coach. Got out the first 3 times he was up, then drove in a run with a single, drove in 2 runs with a single, and then walked. First pitch swinging, lines this one into right center field. This ball is going to get down, and it's in the gap. Hackbarth around second. He's heading to third. He's being waved home. Touches the bag. No throw. It's a double and an RBI from Hunter Wells, and it's 12 to 8. Hackbarth scores all the way from first. Wells picks up his 3rd RBI, his first double. He's 2 for 5. And the Pilots are up 4. With Alaka coming up to the plate. The Pilots have answered with 2 in this half inning for some insurance. Alaka will head down to his 3rd base coach to get a verbal sign. Will on the night, 1 for 4, has a sac bunt and an RBI fielder's choice ground out. He's also scored a run and struck out. Eggers has given up 2. Alaka, with a base hit, could make it 3. Wells leads off second after his 2-out double. Into the right center field gap. First pitch to Alaka. Off the plate, counts 1-0. Pitch called, strike 1. In the bottom of the 9th in Boonville at the Robert Smith Sports Complex, Onondaga all over the Trailblazers. They lead that one 9-3, so it becomes ever so important that the Pilots hold on in this one. Alaka looking to make it a bigger lead. The 1-1. Missed upstairs, counts 2-1. The 6th batter in the inning. A walk, a sac bunt, a fielder's choice, then an RBI single and an RBI double. Eggers set the 2-1. Line down the left field line. This ball is going to land just foul. Beating for extra bases was Alaka, but hooks just enough where it lands out of play, and the count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 on, 2 outs. 2 runs home in this top of the 9th. 12 to 8, Pilots lead. Every run they could score is important as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Griffin has stopped throwing. Eggers set the 2-2. Off speed, taken high, counts full. See if that starts. Wells at second. Full count. 1 on, 2 outs. Alaka at the dish. The Pilots catcher takes inside ball 4. He'll head down to first, and he extends the inning for Pete Battaglia. Pete wearing number 78 in these baby blues that the Pilots are wearing on the road. He is 0 for 3, has been hit and walked. Eggers sets, long look at Wells, now fires. First pitch gets the inside corner, counts 0-1. Seventh batter of the inning for the Pilots. Every Pilot has scored at least a run except for Wells, but he stands on second. One strike pitch popped up. Evans in, Crimmon over. The center fielder will take charge. He will make the play for out number 3. But the Pilots get 2 important insurance runs. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left on base. We head to the bottom of the 9th. 3, 4, and 5 in the Pios orders. Pilots up by 4 here at the historic Dunn Field. The last 2 times we've been here at the historic Dunn Field, there have been a total of 55 runs scored. 35 runs in a 10-inning game back on July 14th tonight. 20 runs through 8.5. Pilots lead it 12-8, and out of their bullpen, it's their closer. In a non-save situation, it's Jonathan Kyle Griffin looking to nail the door closed in this one. And in order to nail it shut, he's going to have to earn it. Has to go through Marshall Gilbert, Connor Gramis, Ayrton Schaefer. If anyone gets on, Aubrey Major. Pilots once trailed this game 10-5 or 5-0. They then scored 10 straight to double up the Pios 10-5. Elmira got it as close as 10-8, and then Newark put up 2 in the top of the 9th to make it 12-8. First pitch from Griffin, swung on, fouled back, counts 0-1. Griffin, all-conference USA freshman team from Louisiana Tech, pitching to his future Louisiana Tech teammate, Jonathan Parker behind the plate, and his 2 future Louisiana Tech infielders, Graham Hackbarth and Hunter Wells at short and third, drove in the extending runs. They have a combined 7 RBIs. First pitch, grounder up the middle, Hackbarth over, not going to get there. And the leadoff man for the Pios is on to start this bottom of the 9th. Marshall Gilbert single. Numbers on Griffin, 17 games. He started for 35 2/3, 42 hits, 23 runs, 20 earned, 18 walks, 24 Ks. He's 3-3, has 5 saves and a 5.04 earned run average. Not a save situation, but a very important one. Gilbert off first, being held on by Battaglia. First pitch to Gramis, called strike 1. In that 18-17 game here, Griffin took the loss when an inning and a third, 4 hits, 2 runs, a walk, and a K, and gave up the walk-off base hit. Counts even at a ball and a strike to Gramis. Started 0 for 3, then drove in a run with a triple his last time up off the glove of McKenna in deep center field. The 1-1. Inside, counts 2-1. Thought we may see Zach Mann back out on the 9th, or in the 9th, but especially with a 4-run lead and not a safe situation. Swung on and missed, counts 2-2. But the coaching staff decided that Kyle Griffin will be the man to try to close the door. 2-2 count on Gramis. Gilbert leads off first, being held on by Battaglia. Pilots lead at 12-8. The 2-2. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Gramis down, swinging for out number 1. That'll bring up Ayrton Schaefer. 2 for 4. Drove in a run with a double his last time up, a double off the top of the left field wall. Thought it was out off the bat, off of Adam Donovan. Griffin sets, looks over at first. First pitch swinging, fouls it back, counts 0-1. Kyle Griffin on the mound. Lake Charles, Louisiana native, looking to end this one for the Pilots. Comes set. Takes his breath, looks over at first, and fires the 1-strike pitch that misses high and outside. We're even there, ball and a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 on, 1 out. Bottom of the 9th, Pilots lead by 4. Leadoff single by Gilbert, and then a strikeout to Gramis, so Gilbert still stands there. The 1-1. Off the plate, counts 2-1. 12 runs, 9 hits, 2 errors for the Pilots. 8 runs, 11 hits, 4 errors for the Pios. Aubrey Major waits on deck. For now, it's Schaefer. The 2-1. Way outside, counts 3-1. Griffin sets the 3-1. Lined into left center field. McKenna over. He will make the play. And the Pios are down to their final out tonight. McKenna not going to let that one hit off the top of his glove. And the Pilots an out away from keeping pace with the Flames. It's 12-8, and the batter is Aubrey Major. Can end it right here. Major on the night, 2 for 4. First time batting from the right side against the lefty Griffin. First pitch, called strike 1. Griffin sets third base side of the rubber, the 0-1. Lined into center field, McKenna over onto a dive, and he will make the play in center field to end this ball game. In the Pios half of the 9th, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base, and the Pilots are gonna head home winners of this one, 12-8. After the 6-game winning streak last night got snapped, they've won 7 of 8, 9 of 12, and 11 of 15 as we head home for a doubleheader with the Geneva Red Wings tomorrow at Colburn Park. First game, 5:05. Second game, scheduled to start 30 minutes after. A very important win for the Pilots as the Onondaga Flames also won tonight in Boonville. So the Pilots sit just 2 games back, and they'll play 2 games with the Flames over the weekend. An adventurous game for the Pilots. In the bottom of the 2nd, Adam Donovan gave up 5, but gave up just 2 hits. 5 runs, 2 hits. The Pilots' defense made 2 errors. For a while, that's all Donovan would give up. Pilots clawed their way back with 1 in the 3rd and 2 in the 5th, but in the 6th, a monster inning. Put up 7 runs. They had just 3 hits, and Elmira, it was their turn to make 2 errors in the field. And the Pilots ended up doubling up the Pios after the top of the 6th, 10-5. In the bottom of the 7th, Donovan back on the mound, got the first 2 outs, and then gave up an RBI triple, an RBI double, and an RBI single to make it 10-8. He was pulled for Zach Mann in a battle of 2 Kentucky natives in a matchup where the man at the plate had already taken Zach Mann deep. With the time run at the plate, Zach Mann strikes out Coombs looking. Scoreless 8th from Zach Mann in the top of the 9th. The Pilots get 2 runs of insurance on a 2-out single from Hackbarth, drove in 4 on the day, and a 2-out double from Wells. He drove in 3. And then Kyle Griffin comes out of the pen for the Pilots in a non-save situation, gives up a leadoff single, and gets the next 3 batters to retire. The final out on a great diving play in center field from Mark McKenna. Despite giving up 8 runs, Adam Donovan picks up his 3rd win in a row. The loss goes to Josh Smith, and nobody picks up a save. Tomorrow night, a doubleheader with Geneva. We hope you join us. Thanks for sticking with us throughout this one. Signing off from the historic Dunn Field for the Newark Pilots Radio Network. I'm Frank LaSala. Good night.